London stared at the crumpled letter in her hand, her fingers trembling as the words blurred through unshed tears. We regret to inform you that due to recent policy changes, your coverage for fertility treatments has been denied. It wasn't just ink on paper. It was the death knell for the dream she and Parker had nurtured for years, a dream now crushed under the weight of an insurance company's cold bureaucracy, one that whispered suspicions of discrimination against their same-sex partnership. How had it come to this? London thought, her mind racing back to the countless doctor's visits, the hopeful consultations where they'd planned for a family of their own. Parker had been her rock, holding her hand through every needle prick and every dashed hope. But now, as she paced their small apartment in Chicago, the silence between them felt like a chasm. This can't be happening, London muttered to herself, sinking onto the couch. The denial wasn't just financial. It felt personal. A societal slap reminding them that their love wasn't normal enough for basic rights. Parker burst through the door that evening, her jacket slung over her shoulder, eyes narrowing at London's pale face. "What's wrong?" she asked, dropping her bag and rushing over. London handed her the letter without a word, watching as Parker's expression shifted from confusion to fury. "Those bastards," Parker growled, crumpling the paper further. "They know exactly what they're doing. Denying us because we're two women? This is bullshit." But London couldn't summon the same anger. Instead, a wave of doubt crashed over her. What if this was a sign? Her family had always hovered like shadows, her mother's voice echoing in her head. "You're throwing away your life for this phase." Growing up in a strict Catholic household in the suburbs, London had hidden her feelings for years, dating boys to appease her parents, until Parker came along like a storm, sweeping her into authenticity. Now at 32, with a stable job as a teacher, she wondered if chasing this family dream was worth the endless battles. Parker, ever the fighter, grabbed her phone. "We're not taking this lying down. I'll call our lawyer friend, see if we can sue." Her voice was steady, but inside, Parker wrestled with her own demons. Raised in a more liberal family, she'd come out at 18, but the scars from high school bullying lingered, making her hypervigilant against any slight. Denying them fertility coverage? It reeked of the same prejudice that had once left her isolated. "We deserve this, London. We've paid our premiums. This is our right." As the night wore on, they argued, not with raised voices, but with the quiet intensity of lovers on the brink. London paced, her thoughts swirling. "If we push this, my family will find out everything. They'll cut me off for good." Her brother had already distanced himself after she introduced Parker at Thanksgiving 2 years ago, the awkward silence at the table a prelude to his ghosting texts. "Maybe we should just adopt privately," London suggested weakly. But Parker shook her head. "That's giving in. We can't let them win." The next morning, London woke to Parker already on the laptop, researching similar cases. "Look at this," Parker said, pointing to forums filled with stories of LGBTQ couples denied coverage. "It's systemic. We could join a class action." London's heart sank. Joining a lawsuit meant publicity, meant her conservative parents discovering the full extent of their plans. She imagined her father's disappointed stare, her mother's tears. "We raised you better than this." The internal conflict tore at her, loyalty to her blood versus the love that had saved her from a life of pretense. By afternoon, Parker had scheduled a meeting with an advocacy group. "This could change things for others too," she urged. London nodded, but doubt not. "Am I ready to sacrifice my family's fragile acceptance for this?" As they drove to the meeting, the city blurred past, each block a reminder of the life they'd built together. Coffee shops where they'd shared first dates, parks where they'd dreamed aloud. Yet now, every glance at Parker stirred a mix of love and fear. At the advocacy office, they met Sarah, a sharp-eyed lawyer with a history of winning discrimination cases. "Your story fits a pattern," she explained. "Insurance companies hiding behind policy changes to avoid covering same-sex couples." Parker leaned forward, energized. "So we fight." Sarah nodded. "But it won't be easy. Expect pushback, maybe even from within your circles." London swallowed hard, thinking of her job at the Catholic school. Would they stand by her if this went public? Leaving the office, Parker squeezed London's hand. "We're in this together." But London pulled away slightly, her mind screaming, What if together means losing everything else? That night, as they lay in bed, silence heavy, London whispered, "I love you, but I'm scared." Parker turned to her. "I know, but hiding won't make it better." The words hung, a fragile bridge over the growing divide. Over the next days, the tension built. London fielded calls from her mother, innocuous at first. "When are you visiting?" But laced with unspoken expectations. She lied smoothly, "Soon, Mom," while inside guilt festered. Parker noticed her patience fraying. "You can't keep pretending with them forever." The accusation stung, sparking their first real fight. "You don't understand." London shot back. "Your family accepts you. Mine would disown me." Parker's eyes flashed. "So what? We build our own family." But the words cut deep, exposing the rift. Parker's defiance versus London's caution. As London stormed out for a walk, she pondered the cost. Was love worth alienation? By the time she returned, Parker had packed a bag. "I need space," she said, voice breaking. London watched her go, heart-shattering. Had their dream just cost them each other? Parker slammed the door of her friend's apartment, the echo reverberating through her chest like a gunshot. How could London not see? This denial wasn't just about money. It was an attack on their existence, a societal whisper that their love didn't count. Collapsing onto the couch, Parker buried her face in her hands, memories flooding. The day they met at a Pride event 5 years ago. London's shy smile cutting through the crowd, making Parker feel seen for the first time since her own coming-out struggles. "Why am I always the one pushing?" Parker wondered, staring at the ceiling. Her job as a graphic designer allowed flexibility, but it didn't shield her from the world's judgments. The subtle stares in public, the online trolls who'd targeted her after a viral post about LGBTQ rights. Now this insurance betrayal felt like the final straw, igniting a fire she couldn't contain. She texted the advocacy group. "I'm in. With or without her." London, alone in their apartment, paced endlessly. The emptiness amplified her thoughts. Parker's right, but so is the fear. Her family's pressure had shaped her. Endless church services preaching traditional values. Her father's stern lectures on duty. Coming out to them had been partial, a vague, "I'm seeing someone." Never the full truth of her plans for motherhood with another woman. Now the lawsuit loomed like a guillotine. The next day, London called in sick to work, her mind too fractured for lesson plans. Instead, she scrolled through old photos. Her and Parker laughing at a beach, arms entwined. Tears fell as she dialed her sister, Emily, the only family member who might understand. "I need advice," London confessed, voice trembling. Emily listened, then sighed. "Mom and Dad. They won't get it. But if this is your life, fight for it." Encouraged, London reached out to Parker. "Can we talk?" The response was curt. "At the coffee shop, 2 p.m. They met under the familiar awning. The aroma of espresso a bitter reminder of happier times. Parker looked exhausted, shadows under her eyes. "I can't back down," she said flatly. London nodded. "I know. But if we do this, my family will explode." The conversation spiraled into revelations. Parker admitted her fear. "What if we win the case but lose us?" London shared her guilt. "I've hidden too much. Maybe it's time to choose." They left with a tentative truce, but the seed of betrayal had been planted. Parker's solo commitment to the lawsuit without consulting London fully. Weeks passed in a blur of preparations. Sarah the lawyer gathered evidence, interviewing other couples. London attended meetings reluctantly, her internal monologue a storm. "This could destroy my career." The school board's conservative leanings made her vulnerable. One evening, after a tense session, Parker snapped at London's hesitation. "If you're not all in, say so." Hurt, London retorted. "I'm trying. Unlike you, I have more to lose." The fight escalated, words like daggers. Parker accused London of cowardice. London called Parker reckless. Storming out again, Parker sought solace in a bar, where she confided in a stranger. Only to realize too late it was a setup, a journalist sniffing for stories. The next morning, a headline blared. Lesbian couple sues insurance giant over fertility denial. London's phone exploded with calls from family. Her mother was first, voice hysterical. What is this? You're with a woman? Planning children? London froze, the confrontation she dreaded unfolding. Yes, Mom. This is me. The line went dead, but the damage was done. Her father followed, his tone icy. You're no longer welcome here. The rejection hit like a physical blow, leaving London curled on the floor, sobbing. Parker rushed over upon hearing, guilt etching her face. I didn't know about the leak. But London saw red. You pushed this. Now I've lost them. The accusation hung, a betrayal born of impatience. They reconciled tearfully, but trust cracked. As the lawsuit gained traction, media swarmed, exposing their lives to scrutiny. Parker thrived in the spotlight, giving interviews. London shrank, her job hanging by a thread. Internal conflicts deepened. Parker questioned her methods. Am I dragging her into my fight? London pondered morality. Is hiding ethical, or is authenticity worth the pain? A pivotal meeting with Sarah revealed more. The insurance company's defense hinged on moral clauses, outdated policies echoing societal biases. One night, as protests formed outside the company's headquarters, Parker dragged London along. Chants filled the air, but London felt exposed, whispers of judgment piercing her. A counter-protester shouted slurs, triggering Parker's rage. She shoved back, escalating into chaos. London pulled her away, heart pounding. This is the price. Back home, they faced the fallout. Parker's arrest for disorderly conduct loomed, a stain on her record. Was it worth it? London asked. Parker defiant. For us? Yes. But doubt crept in for both, the weight of choices pressing down. The courtroom loomed like a battlefield, its wooden benches filled with spectators hungry for drama. London sat rigid beside Parker, their hands clasped under the table. A silent vow amid the storm. The judge's gavel struck, opening arguments that peeled back layers of discrimination. But inside, London battled waves of regret. Why didn't I stop this sooner? Her family's silence since the disownment call gnawed at her. A void where love once resided. Parker's mind raced too. I've pulled her into hell. The leak had been no accident. A disgruntled advocacy insider, seeking attention, had tipped the press. Guilt twisted in her gut, but resolve hardened. She'd fight for every couple like them. The plaintiff's opening painted a vivid picture. This denial isn't policy. It's prejudice masked as procedure. The defense countered slickly. Our decisions are based on medical necessity, not orientation. Lies, Parker thought, her fists clenching. Evidence mounted. Emails from the company hinting at non-traditional families being flagged. Sarah hammered home the point, calling witnesses who shared similar denials. One woman, tearful, recounted losing her chance at motherhood. They said it wasn't viable. But straight couples sail through. London took the stand next, her voice steady despite the tremor in her soul. We've dreamed of a family for years. This denial feels like a judgment on our love. Cross-examination was brutal. Isn't it true you hid your relationship from your employer? The question exposed her vulnerabilities, the Catholic school's potential backlash. Stepping down, London felt stripped bare, whispering to Parker. They twisted everything. Parker's testimony followed, fiery and unyielding. This is about equality. We pay the same premiums. We deserve the same rights. But the defense probed. Your recent arrest, does that reflect on your stability? Humiliation burned, but Parker held firm. That was standing up against hate. Off the stand, she confided in London. I'm scared we're losing. The trial dragged on, each day a grind of revelations. A whistleblower from the insurance firm testified anonymously, revealing internal memos. Avoid high-risk profiles, including same-sex. The courtroom gasped, momentum shifting. But victory came at a cost. London's principal called, suspending her pending investigation into moral fitness. Devastated, she confronted Parker. This is your revolution, but my life is crumbling. The argument that night was raw. You blame me. Parker yelled. We both chose this. London shot back. You chose for us. Hurt festered into silence, Parker sleeping on the couch. Alone in bed, London reflected. Is love a battlefield where one must lose? Parker, staring into darkness. Have I become the bully I hate? Media frenzy intensified, protesters clashing outside their apartment. One evening, London's brother showed up unannounced, face etched with concern. Mom's a mess. Dad's furious. Come home, fix this. The plea tugged at her. Family bonds versus chosen love. I can't pretend anymore, she said. He left angry, muttering, "You're choosing sin." The betrayal deepened when Parker, seeking support, reconnected with an ex-girlfriend online. A harmless chat that London discovered via a notification. "What is this?" London demanded, phone in hand. Parker explained. "Just venting. Nothing more." But trust shattered further. "In our darkest hour, you turned to her?" Parker apologized, but the seed of doubt grew. As closing arguments neared, Sarah warned. "We have a shot, but expect appeals." The night before, Parker and London faced each other honestly. "I'm sorry for pushing," Parker admitted. "And I'm sorry for holding back," London replied. They embraced, a fragile peace, but the damage lingered. The verdict came swiftly. Partial victory. The company must revise policies, but no immediate coverage for them. Cheers erupted, but London felt hollow. "We've won the war, lost the peace." Parker, elated at first, saw London's pain. "This isn't over." Post-trial, repercussions hit. London's suspension became termination, her career in tatters. "How do we rebuild?" she asked Parker, voice breaking. Parker, facing job offers from advocacy groups, hesitated. "Together?" But internal musing revealed cracks. "Am I ready to sacrifice my momentum for her stability?" Family pressures mounted. London's mother called, tearful. "Come back alone." The ultimatum. Ditch Parker or lose inheritance. London hung up, but the temptation whispered. Security over struggle? Parker overheard, sparking another clash. "You're considering it?" Betrayal stung both ways. In a moment of desperation, London met her parents secretly. "I love her," she confessed. Her father exploded. "It's unnatural." Her mother pleaded. "Think of your soul." Leaving London felt torn. Duty or desire? Returning home, she lied to Parker. "Just checking on them." The deception weighed heavy, a moral quagmire. Parker's own family, supportive yet distant, advised caution. "Don't lose her over pride." But Parker's fire burned. "This fight defines me." As tensions simmered, a new opportunity arose. A national speaking tour for Parker, promoting LGBTQ rights. "Come with me," she urged London. But London, jobless and adrift, declined. "I need roots, not rallies." The divide widened, choices crystallizing into heartbreak. Parker stood at the airport gate, backpack slung over her shoulder, the speaking tour ticket burning in her pocket. "This could be our platform," she pleaded with London one last time. But London's eyes, red from sleepless nights, held firm. "Your platform? I've lost enough." The goodbye kiss was bittersweet, laced with unspoken accusations. Parker's ambition versus London's need for stability. Alone in the apartment, London unpacked the emotional wreckage. "Why did I lie about meeting my parents?" The secret festered, a betrayal of their trust. Job hunting proved fruitless. References from her old school tainted by scandal. Discrimination case involvement. One interviewer hinted, doors slamming shut. Isolation crept in, her thoughts a whirlwind. Is this the price of visibility? Friends distanced themselves, wary of the drama. Parker, on the road, faced her own turmoil. Crowds cheered her speeches. Fight for equality. But backstage, loneliness gnawed. Calls to London grew strained, silences stretching. "I miss you," Parker said one night. London replied coolly. "Do you? Or the idea of us?" The accusation stemmed from Parker's growing fame, photos with activists sparking jealousy. Parker defended. "It's for the cause." But inwardly, am I using this to escape our mess? A turning point came in New York, where Parker met Elena, a fellow speaker with shared passions. Their conversations flowed, a spark igniting that Parker quickly doused, but not before a late-night text. "Great talking tonight." London saw it via shared cloud, the discovery exploding into confrontation over video call. "Who is she?" London demanded. Parker stammered. "Just a colleague." But the damage echoed London's earlier deception, symmetry and betrayal. I trusted you, London cried. Parker, defensive. Like you trusted me with your family meeting? The revelation stunned London. How did she know? Her brother had tipped Parker off, a web of secrets unraveling. We're both liars now, Parker said bitterly. The call ended in tears, relationship hanging by threads. London, reeling, sought therapy, a neutral space to unpack. I feel betrayed by everyone, she confessed. The therapist probed. Including yourself? Yes, London realized. For hiding, for pushing, for not choosing sooner. Meanwhile, Parker's tour hit a snag. A counter-protest turned violent, leaving her bruised. Hospitalized briefly, she called London. I need you. But London hesitated. After everything? The hesitation cut deep, Parker reflecting. My choices hurt her. Canceling remaining dates, she flew home, arriving to a half-empty apartment. London had moved essentials to a friend's. We need to talk, Parker insisted. They did, hours of raw honesty. Parker's ambition as escape, London's caution as fear. I almost left you for my family, London admitted. Parker gasped. And I almost sought comfort elsewhere. Forgiveness came slowly, laced with conditions. No more secrets, they vowed. But society didn't pause. The insurance company appealed the verdict, dragging them back into legal fray. Sarah advised settling. Take the money, move on. Parker wanted to fight. London craved peace. The clash reignited. We've sacrificed enough. London yelled. In a moment of clarity, London proposed. Let's adopt independently. Forget the system. Parker paused, then nodded. For us. But the decision felt like defeat, a compromise born of exhaustion. As they navigated adoption agencies, biases surfaced again, subtle questions about stability. London's internal battle raged. Are we fooling ourselves? Family reconciliation tempted. London's mother reached out. We miss you. Come alone. The offer dangled security, but London refused. It's both or none. The rejection finalized the rift, a painful but liberating choice. Parker's family stepped in, offering support, bridging gaps. Yet as paperwork progressed, a bombshell. The agency flagged Parker's arrest, delaying approval. This is your fault, London whispered in anger. Parker retorted. Our fault for fighting. The blame game resumed, trust eroding further. One stormy night, emotions boiled over. Maybe we need a break, Parker suggested, words she regretted instantly. London agreed numbly, maybe. They separated temporarily, London crashing with Emily, Parker in a hotel. Solitude forced reflection. London on her suppressed identity, Parker on her unchecked zeal. Reunion came via a neutral coffee meet. I can't lose you, Parker said. London echoed. But we can't keep hurting. They recommitted, therapy guiding them. The adoption moved forward slowly, a symbol of resilience. But scars remained, decisions costs etched deep. As they awaited news, London pondered. Was the fight worth the fractures? Parker wondered. Did I sacrifice too much of us for the greater good? The answers eluded, but love persisted, battered yet enduring. Months blurred into a tentative normalcy, the adoption agency finally approving their application after endless appeals and character references. London and Parker stood in their revamped nursery, a crib waiting like a promise. But the joy was tempered. The journey had extracted pieces of their souls. We made it, Parker whispered, hugging London. Yet inside, London questioned. At what cost? Daily life resumed with undercurrents of tension. London's new job at a public school offered stability, but whispers followed. That's the one from the lawsuit. Parker parlayed her fame into a nonprofit role, advocating quietly now. Evenings brought debriefs. Today, a colleague asked if we're still together. The scrutiny weighed, a constant reminder of societal eyes. Family voids ached. London's parents sent a terse birthday card, no mention of Parker. They're trying, Emily said, but London saw it as half-measure. Parker's guilt over the initial push lingered. Did I force her into isolation? A surprise visit from Parker's parents brought warmth, but highlighted London's loss. Intimacy returned gradually, conversations delving deeper. I regret not listening more, Parker admitted one night. London confessed. I regret hiding so long. These admissions healed, but betrayal's shadows loomed. The leaked story, the secret meetings, the near infidelities. Trust rebuilt brick by brick, therapy sessions unpacking layers. A high-profile case echoed theirs. Another couple denied coverage, citing their win as precedent. Parker itched to join. We could help. London hesitated. We've paid enough. The debate simmered, exposing lingering divides, activism versus privacy. Don't drag us back, London pleaded. Parker backed down, but resentment brewed. Am I dimming my fire for her? The child's arrival, a baby girl named Hope, shifted everything. Cradling her, London felt wholeness. This is worth every tear. Parker, watching, teared up. Our family against all odds. But challenges arose. Hope's colic nights tested patience, amplifying stresses. One exhausted argument. You handle nights better, Parker said. London snapped. Because I sacrificed my career stability. The spat unearthed buried hurts, leading to a breakthrough session. We both chose paths with consequences, the therapist noted. They emerged stronger, focusing on parenting. Yet society intruded. Playgroup moms' subtle exclusions, questions about dads. London internalized. Are we setting her up for pain? Parker deflected with advocacy talks, but privately worried. Did our visibility curse her? As hope grew, milestones brought joy amid drama. A family reunion invite from London's side arrived. Bring the child. But no mention of Parker. The ultimatum implicit, London declined. We're a package. The choice solidified her awakening. Blood isn't everything. Parker's nonprofit thrived, but a board conflict arose. Push for radical change or moderate? Echoing their past, she chose moderation. For my family. The decision marked growth, prioritizing home over headlines. Years condensed, hope starting school. Bullying emerged. You have two moms? The incident crushed them, London blaming visibility. If we'd stayed quiet. Parker countered. Hiding teaches shame. They navigated together, educating the school, turning pain into purpose. Reflecting on their saga, London journaled. The betrayals, sacrifices, all led here. Parker echoed in talks. Love demands courage, but at what price? Their bond, forged in fire, endured. In quiet moments, doubts surfaced. Was the fight ethical, or did it harm more? Society evolved slowly, their case cited in reforms, but personal tolls lingered. Lost jobs, fractured families. Hope, now curious, asked. Why did you fight? They shared edited truths, instilling resilience. As life stabilized, they pondered legacies. Damage or triumph? The story closes on a family walk, hands linked, futures uncertain but chosen. Yet one question lingers. In the pursuit of equality, is personal sacrifice always justified, or does it sometimes betray the very love it seeks to protect?